Morning, good morning. It's Friday morning. Uh, Solo today, and we got a lot of rain. Not a lot, but we got enough rain last night to make it where I didn't want to bring anybody out today. Phil's flying. I knew that Phil was only going to be available for 1 or 2 days a week, and one of those days is on the weekend. So nothing unexpected there. Now with Cam, he's never been on a skid job, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong on a skid job. And I'm not going to want to manage him because he's not going to know what to do. And since I'm out here with him every day, if he doesn't have an assigned task, then he won't do anything. He'll just play on his phone all day, and I know I'll get super frustrated at that. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go on and get started over there on that skid job, and just go from there. And Cam didn't really want to work today. So it is what it is. And I know I'm gonna have somebody, well, man, you ain't doing Cam right, man, all this. Cam's got to learn what to do. And on these skid jobs, having a juvenile out there, there's a lot of shit that can go wrong, man. And there's a lot of liability things that can go wrong too. And there's a lot of unknowns. And I'm not good enough on the skid and all the moving parts of stuff to be able to put a guy in the best position to where it's worthy of him coming out there when he has no experience with chainsaws and no experience being around a big machine, no experience on what to do. And I'm just not. I don't want to do that. I mean, it's stressful enough having a young man out there doing the lawn maintenance, and he is doing better. But with the lawn maintenance, I know a lot about everything, a lot. And I know things to avoid. See, on stuff like this, I mean, I could hit a bee hole out there and him get stung 100 times. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong out there when you're on a skid job like this one. And there's not a lot of room for movement either. You got a main drag road out there. You got a lot of down lines or power grid stuff going on down there by the road. And then you got a lot of stuff going on up behind that building in the back that I don't know what's back there. And for all I know, I could hit a damn hornet's nest and it could sting somebody 100 times. I could uncover snakes, there's just all kinds of things that can go wrong. And I'm just not willing to, I don't want to worry about all that. So people can think whatever they want to think. I didn't want to work him today because he doesn't know anything about this stuff. And if I were laying sod or something like that, it might be different. Where it's a high labor job. This is not high labor. This is methodical labor. And there's a brush cutter going. I said a brush cutter. And when there's a brush cutter going, there's already enough things to go wrong without me having to manufacture more things that. At the end of the day, when you look at the scale of this job, what's Cam gonna do? Tell me what he's going to do all day when I'm up in there raising hell with a brush cutter. He can't even drive a truck. So I got to make 2 trips to get all the stuff over there. So what's he going to do for the guys that say I'm doing, that said, man, I'm doing Cam wrong? Tell me what he's going to do all day besides play on his phone. I'm not going to deal with that. If the job were, 20 miles away, I might think different. I'd have to have that just in case guy. But I'm right here. I mean, I'm right here in my city. There ain't nothing over there that can go wrong that I can't deal with being where it's located at. I could just about walk home if I had to. Not that I'm going to have to. I just don't want to have to worry about the young man out there, man. I don't want him to get hurt or nothing, really. I want to be able to go over there and not have to think about, somebody on the ground. Only thing I want to be thinking about is what I got to do to meet the contract that me and the owner have. So, yeah. So that's that. That's how that's going down today. Lawnmowers are dangerous, but they're nothing like a skid. Okay. Number two, I'm super familiar with all the lawns that I do. I've never even been to this property but one time in my life. So that's the reason why I don't like having new guys out here on skid jobs. If Zach were available and Zach wanted to work, I'd have a guy like Zach out here because he knows how I think. He would know what to do. Well, how's Cam ever going to know what to do? Well, first of all, he's got to figure out the lawn stuff first. You know, and it ain't nothing that he's done. I'm not punishing nobody. One guy came in the comments and said, I just punished Cam on Tuesday because he didn't work on Monday. Well, you're wrong. I didn't. Doesn't matter. And if I did punish him, then I would just say it. I don't owe nobody an explanation for nothing, do I? I mean, I don't know. So, but I'm gonna have to make 2 trips down there. I'm gonna put one of the brush cutters and the grapple on the small trailer here, and I'm gonna drive that truck down there. I'm gonna drive the old truck down there, and I'm gonna drop that trailer over there. This trailer right here, the little trailer. Okay, y'all. So the thinking here is, well, Ray, how are you going to get this stuff off of here without hooking this trailer up to another truck? Because you're not going to be able to pull this off with the trailer just being here. You got to hook it to something. That's why I pulled up to this tree right here. What I'll do when I get over here with the skid, I'll grab the front of this and I'll just pick it up and push it toward that tree, and then I'll wrap a chain around that tree, and then I can pull everything off the back of it without moving anything. And that's, I mean, you know, I don't know if that's the proper way, but I'm not going to be unhooking the equipment trailer and then hooking it back up and all of that. Yeah, so I got it unhooked. I'm gonna pull out of here and go home and get the skid steer ready, grease it up, and then fill it up with fuel, and then come back down here. It was sprinkling on the way down here, so I don't know how much work I'm actually going to be able to do today. But once you get up in there, it ain't gonna matter what the ground is. I'm gonna take all this stuff down, man. It's pretty bad over here, and I got a perfect place to put the camera and everything where y'all can get a good view. I'll put the tripod right there, and I'm probably gonna try to move the dumpster down the hill a little bit, so I'm not into this decent grass. I'd rather be, you know, around in here somewhere instead of over here. This is pretty grass right here. It was green grass, and the dumpster's a little too far up for my comfort, but I can move it with the skid once I get the skid over here, so I can push it down the hill a little bit. Not a big deal. So yeah, without further ado, back in the truck and doing it, man. Doing it, y'all. Okay, y'all, so y'all see I got Chucky on the trailer, got him locked down. I tell you, man, I don't even know that this is really a good thing to even try to do today. I'll go over there and get everything situated, but I don't know how much work I'm actually going to be able to do. The ground over there is pretty wet, and the logistics of everything, you know, well, let me get all the attachments over there,
at least make something productive out of this wet morning. It's sprinkling, and it rained last night, and it rained yesterday, and it rained the day before that, and it rained the day before that. So okay, guys, so y'all know I'm over here, and basically what I'm going to be doing today is, well, this is going to act as the before clip, and it's pretty wet. First thing I gotta do is get the stuff off this trailer. So that's and have the ability to set the stuff down somewhere. But this is all the stuff that I'll need over here that I can see. Priority wise, y'all, okay, so priority wise is this area right here, and all the way to the other side of the dumpster where the skid is sitting. I'm gonna slide the dumpster down some. I'm gonna try. Y'all see, I got that all made a mess. That's why I don't want to be in this grass. So I'm going to pick the brush cutter up and set it over there on that gravel pad over there, and then I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to just start feeling around in here. I'm not going to go in here with the brush cutter off the top. I'm going to go in here with the grapple bucket first and kind of just feel the ground and everything, because there might be some wires or all kinds of stuff up in here. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Work on this area right here that you see in front of you, and out to the edge of this right here, and then all this in here. We're going to just kind of see what we got. I went up in there. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull some of the stuff up, because if you don't pull it up and you just cut it all off, then you're going to be left with a big mess. So I pulled some of the smaller saplings up, but stuff kept getting wrapped around the hydraulic lines and all. I'm gonna come in here and cut it, and see, I'd like to be able to pull some of it down, but you're not gonna be able to pull it all down, not without pulling the whole trees down. And there's great big trees in here, and some of them are dead, but it only goes back about 75 feet, man, from where the machine is. So yeah, let me get back in the AC, man. I'm sweating a little bit out here, man. Yeah. I bought all this with grass cutting money. The folks that think that I don't make no money cutting grass, or you can't make no money cutting grass. Everything that you see, and I bought all that with grass cutting money. So let's get to it, y'all. That's about an hour right there, and I'm mulching it all up. Probably not even quite an hour, probably about 40 minutes. But I ran into what I was telling you guys that you got to watch out for when you get up into stuff like this, where there's a lot of unknowns. See, you got to really be watching out. You see that cable right there. Now, that looks like electrical cable, and it's got the cable that holds it up. So my thinking is it might have been a wire coming back here to this building, and it probably hung in the air because of the silver cable you see there. There's a big ass, this is a big old pine tree stump. But see, you got a rat's nest right there, a wire, and then it goes, I don't know. So, and I'm not gonna grab it with my hand. My thinking is it probably came to the back of this building at some point. I guarantee you that's what it looks like. It's right there that you see all the brush is out there, not that down there, but right here, but next to the house. The base of all the trees are lined up right along the line of this. But this right here, he told me to get it and ask for forgiveness. So that's on him. He told me to do it. So, well, Ray, that's gonna be your responsibility. Yeah, but if he told me to do it, then I'm not worried about. And it's a solid. We're doing the county, but the county owns all. I mean, not the county, but the city owns all this out here, and we're doing a solid by doing this. So I'm gonna get all this right here. Yeah, I haven't put one thing in the dumpster yet. My thinking was try to get some of this stuff off of here. Pretty clean, really. You know, I mean, it is a brush cutter. See, all the mud gets on there, and then when it sits, the water gets on here, and then the water sits in this mud. So, see, but the whole time I'm doing that right there, what would Cam be doing? Right. He'd be playing with his phone, and I'd be paying him because I don't really have anything for him to really do over here. So, try to get some of this mud and stuff off of here. Once mud and stuff get on there, and then it rains on it, oh my God, it just holds water. This is a hell of an attachment right here, though. Y'all see what it's doing. And I'm taking my time. I'm listening to my favorite podcaster. And, you know. Okay, y'all, so I got all this knocked down. I'm a little bit concerned about the property boundary. I can't find the pin in the back. I don't think, let me wipe this off. I think this is the side pin for this line. I can't find the one in the back. This can't be the back pin. No way. Because that will put it right at the back corner of that building. And I don't want to go too far up in here. So, tell you what though, it's a mess in here. But see, this is the difference in this and a forestry mulcher. You know, a forestry mulcher would do all this and make it really fine. And I may end up buying one, man, if I keep getting work like this. There's a forestry mulcher over here. Now I wouldn't get no great big one. I would probably get one 60 inches at the biggest, maybe even a 48 incher, because this machine is not designed really to run a great big one. It'll run one though, I'm sure. I don't know that I would get a a $50,000 one, but yeah. But that's kind of where I'm at, man. So y'all see what I got going on here. That's 3 hours. So yeah. And like I said, that's the good thing about skid work, man, and that's why I don't like doing it by the hour. That's 3 hours, man, but shoot, the impact of that, I hadn't even put nothing in the dumpster yet. So tomorrow, me and Phil are gonna be here, and I'm gonna talk to the owner a couple things. Now I didn't do that, so just a couple things. You got a stump, big ass stump right there. All this stuff right here is just, I'm gonna grab it and put it in the dumpster, and then I'm gonna put all of this stuff in here. This stuff right here, these vines and whatever they're called, they're like freaking rope. It's like running over rope, man. You can't hardly cut it. It'll cut it, but it splinters all up. It gets wrapped around the cutter and everything. I come in here with the grapple and back drag all this and just drag it to a pile and put it in the dumpster. The property line goes 15 foot and some change behind that building. I did not want to go any further for today because, I had to check the trap on seeing what this owner over here is going to be doing. I think that from what the man told me right here, the neighbor, he told me just now, he said, well, she'll probably want you to cut hers too. So I might be able to get more money over here. If she could throw me another $500, I'll cut hers while I'm here. You know, another thing, reason why I don't like working by the hour. I'm not doing this job by the hour. I'm doing it by the job. So if you're doing it by the hour, then I can't go over there and do that. You know, I had to finish this up. So y'all see the line, and I was correct. There was a power line going to there at one time. And yeah, I don't know what I don't know, man. So, but y'all can see, I'm loaded up, ready to go. I think I need some air in one of my tires on the trailer, man. It's looking a little bit low. Boy, this looks so good. And I did see a couple of snakes in here, but nothing really crazy. No, we'll try to pull some of these vines down. I don't know that I can, but me and Phil will be over here in the morning. We're gonna try. Maybe they'll weaken up a little bit overnight. They'll start, you can already see they drooping, you know, the leaves are not nearly as, yeah. So, but this doesn't have to be perfect. There's a couple stumps that I'm going to talk to him about bringing the stump grinder over. Of course, that's going to be more money. You got a big stump right here. You got a big stump right there. And then one thing that the stump grinder is good for that a lot of people don't never talk about is stuff like this. What kind of backyard can you really have with this? You can't, you know, I'm going to be one mowing this. So Well, bro, you gonna kill the tree. Well, if it dies, it dies. It probably won't die in my lifetime by me trimming these roots down. I mean, they're pretty freaking big, dude. I'm gonna leave this trailer here. If somebody wants to get it, tell them to get it, man. 6x10, and it ain't no big deal. And if my guy up there in Kentucky needs another trailer, I got you one right here, dog. Yeah, this is 6x12, 6x10, better than a 5x8. Shoot, you might be able to run your whole business on this bad boy for a couple of years, man. Anyway, yeah. Well, I get out of that machine, I'm burning up, man. Hell no. All right, y'all. Okay, y'all, so y'all saw what all I got done today. I only spent about 4 hours and some change over there. So I mean, that's a pretty good bit of work for 4 hours. I think the machine actually ran for 3.8 hours. So not even quite 4 hours, but you know, there's a lot of, you know, getting off the machine and getting everything ready, going back and forth and all that, making sure I have all the stuff there. But the cutter did good. I left the other cutter over there. So tomorrow, me and Phil, I'll probably end up going, me and Phil will probably do a little bit over there tomorrow. But yeah, man, freaking Kubota's a beast, man. It just runs so good. And you don't have any downtime, and nothing was breaking on it and shit like that. Every time I ran that Bobcat, boy, something was breaking. So I ordered Sammy, so I'm gonna get a Sammy, and then I'm gonna stop and top this thing off with fuel, and then in the morning, maybe we'll be back over there. So tomorrow I'm gonna be focused on filling the dumpster up and starting on that other side. See, the way I'm cutting that stuff, it's not taking up no space on the dumpster. You know, it's not gonna. And the sun's coming out, and it's hot, man. Like 93 degrees right now. So, but everything I was doing over there is slow motion, man. And I try to damn think of what you know, when I'm on them jobs like the one I'm on now. I try to think about, okay, if I had a guy out here, what could I have him do? And I come up with, I'm not experienced enough to really know. I mean, I'm looking in the mirror, being honest with myself. I'm like, okay, so what would he do? Yeah, I could think of a couple of things, but what's the main thing that I want him to do? And that's where I'm at with that, man. I don't really know what to have a guy do. If he can't run the skid, and he can't run a chainsaw, and he doesn't know what to do, I'm wasting more time directing them, especially a younger guy, because the younger guys, you give them an assignment and they'll come back, and I'm thinking it's going to take them a couple of hours. It's an ongoing thing, and they'll come back in 15 minutes. I'm done with that. And I'm telling you, anybody that's had younger guys out here, that's what they do. So I burned about a half a tank of fuel, and the AC in that damn thing is kicking. I mean, kicking, y'all. It's a lot of dirty work over there, and you know, it's just menial labor work, because ain't nobody gonna be running the machine but me. I think that dude up north is gonna put a strike against me or something, copyright strike or something. On the video I did yesterday, he said I used his well, I guess his logo or whatever, but I didn't. It may look like his logo, but it don't say the same thing. So whatever, man, don't matter. This morning, man, you know, I wasn't, everything was slow motion. I wasn't really trying to, you know, get an early start or nothing. I mean, by the time I got over there and got everything situated, shit, it was 10 o'clock. But I knew I wasn't gonna be in a hurry. You know, I'm probably a little over halfway done with that job, and that ain't counting if I have to grind stumps. He'll probably come by there sometime tomorrow, but I figure I'll probably be over there roughly around 12 hours. I just treat it like another day. When they're that close to my house, I just treat it like I would any other day. I ain't fixing to work 10 hours over there. I'm not. And that's how I hear a lot of people talking all the time about how there, been a little bit of talk about burnout. And I've never, I have faced burnout and I've had burnout, but usually it's because of my labor. I get burned out because they are so unpredictable and all that. Not this year, but last year and in years past. This year, I'm getting better. I mean, at the disappointment in labor and all that. I haven't really faced it. I've just accepted the fact that the labor is what it is, and yeah, and I haven't stressed about it. But I've had young Cam out here the whole time, so if he were playing a lot of games, not calling, not showing, and not coming in, and all that, I'd be stressed. But he's not playing those games, so yeah. And I don't have to go back over there to that job tomorrow or Sunday if I don't want to. I don't. Only thing I was trying to do today was be productive, and I was very, very productive. So I'll say over there, I probably did. If you prorated everything and on what me and him agreed, I probably did $1,300 worth of work over there, solo, in 4 hours. If I had to take a guess. I'm probably 40% done, something like that. But the machine only ran 3.8 hours. So the rest of it was set up and, cutting the power line and all that stuff. So I told him about 4,000. That's where we're going to be at, right around there. 38, something like that. And feeling good, man, feeling good. So I appreciate the views on the video yesterday. I know it was entertaining and all, but I really do feel like that. I mean, it's amazing what that brush cutter and that skid can do, and with just the flick of a wrist, in the AC. Did I say it had AC? Did I tell y'all my skid's got AC? Oh my God. Yeah, y'all. Deuces.